Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Swerve channel. My name is Swerve, or you can call me Andrew now. Today is a bit of a game changer. Today is the first time that I'm showing my face on this channel. And honestly, it feels like a bit of a new chapter, but I'm all here for it. So no more hiding behind a screen, no more AI, nothing, no masks. It's just us chatting about the stories that thrill us, move us, and sometimes scare us. So today we are diving deep into The Walking Dead, but not just any part of it, not any of the spin-offs. We're focusing on the journey that redefined survival, led by the one and only Rick Grimes, portrayed by Andrew Lincoln. It's a show that's been a part of my life since I was probably way too young for zombie apocalypse shows, but it shaped the taste for drama and all of that for me. So let's get into it. What I believe is the first turning point of the show is season 4, episode 8. So from the departure of the prison all the way to the moment they get to Alexandria. This era of The Walking Dead is raw and intense, and it's all that I've ever wanted from the show. We've seen our group endure over 500 days of post-apocalyptic life, losing more than just friends and shelter, but also pieces of themselves. The first half of season 4 gets a hopeful tone to start, with 30 days without an accident at the prison. But as we all know, peace is fleeting in this world. The governor's return to the show was a pivotal moment, shattering any illusion of safety and leading to the devastating losses of many of our characters, including the heart and soul of our group, Herschel. So yeah, this fallout was catastrophic. It scattered our survivors and pushed them to their limits, each character embarking on a different and deeply personal journey, revealing layers of themselves we'd never seen before. It was a narrative split that showcased their resilience, their fears, and their undying hope for a place to call home. Terminus promised a sanctuary, but revealed a nightmare, pushing Rick and the group into a corner. But as they have shown from time and time again, our group is survivors, not victims. As we step into season 5, our group's escape from the clutches of Terminus is nothing short of a miracle. This season, we're taking on a journey that pushes the limits of our characters like never before. They've become warriors in their own right, each encounter with other survivors testing their morality and resolve. It's a raw, unfiltered look into the lengths that they'll go to keep each other safe in this world. So take this for example, the Church Massacre. It's a very pivotal moment that starkly showcases the group's evolution. They lay a trap for the remaining and the leaders of the Terminus survivors, leading to a brutal and decisive confrontation led by Rick. This act of violence is a far cry from the group we knew, highlighting their willingness to embrace darkness for what they would call survival. It's a chilling reminder of what this world has turned them into, not just survivors, but predators when necessary. Example 2 is Beth in the Hospital arc. Beth's storyline in the hospital provides another critical lens into the group's transformation. Her tragic end, just as rescue seems within reach, reinforces the narrative of loss and resilience. The group's reaction, especially Daryl's, is heart-wrenching. They face so much, yet the loss of one of their own still remains an unbearable weight. It underscores the human element amidst the chaos, the unyielding drive to protect each other at all costs. So obviously the end goal of this part of the journey is ending up in Alexandria, although our group didn't know that yet. The introduction of Aaron, an Alexandrian scout, offers the group a glimmer of what they've been searching for, a chance at a new beginning. Yet naturally, their skepticism is palpable, a byproduct of their hard-won lessons in trust and betrayal. The group's cautious acceptance of Aaron's offer and their subsequent journey to Alexandria is laden with tension, a reflection of their battered yet unbroken spirit. The third example would be their arrival and adaptation to Alexandria. Keep in mind that they've been on the road for a long time now. So upon arriving at Alexandria, the residents live in what appears to be a utopia bubble in this world, untouched by the harsh realities outside their walls. Rick's group, battle-hardened and scarred, struggle to fit into this seemingly idyllic society. Their first steps inside Alexandria are hesitant to say the least, a blend of relief and underlying tension. Rick's haircut and the group's initial interviews are symbolic, marking their awkward attempt to shed their external armor and fit into this new world. Example 4 is Rick's transformation and his leadership role for this group.
We don't kill the living.
Rick's evolution is definitely noteworthy here. He transitions from a wary outsider to a key figure within Alexandria, albeit with growing pains. His suspicion of the community's ability to survive, paired with his instinctual drive to protect his family, puts him at odds with Alexandria's leadership. This culminates in Rick's explosive confrontation with Pete, an abusive resident. It's a critical moment that forces Alexandria to confront the reality of the world that they live in and the necessity of Rick's hard-earned wisdom. Alexandria serves as more than just a safe haven. It's a catalyst for growth, reflection, and inevitable conflict. Group's arrival disrupts the status quo at Alexandria, challenging both the Alexandrians and Rick's group to reassess their understanding of survival, community, and humanity. This era of The Walking Dead showcases the series' depth, exploring themes of identity, civilization, and the enduring question of what it truly means to live, not just survive. The discovery of Alexandria marks a turning point for our group. It's a return to civilization, but the transition is anything but smooth. Alexandria almost perfectly offers a glimpse of the life they've been fighting to get back to. But reintegration is challenging based on what our group has been through. Their survival instincts, honed to a razor's edge, clash with the sheltered existence of Alexandria's residents. It's a fascinating exploration of what happens when two very different worlds collide. In Alexandria, we see our group struggle with the concept of normalcy. Their experiences make it difficult to settle into a community that really hasn't faced the level of adversity that our group has been through. This tension creates a dynamic environment where both the group and Alexandria's residents have to adapt to each other. Group's presence brings security, but also, a reckoning for Alexandria, forcing them to confront the realities of the world outside their walls. Keep in mind, our group has been through a lot since leaving the prison. They were split up, and it did change our group. You wouldn't think that the Rick that we met in episode 1 would eventually be ripping out the neck of another man with his own teeth, something that is what the entire show is about. The dead walking, eating the living. It really shows how much that the group has changed from the events that have taken place in the show. If we throw it back to season 2 and season 1, comparing Rick in this arc of the show to Shane in season 1 and 2, we kind of start to believe what Shane was saying. The world is a crazy place, and it wasn't meant for the likes of Herschel or Glenn or any of these other people that have died along the way. The innocents can't survive in this world. Rick had to be who he had to be, and after everything they've been through, shown very gracefully through Rick's beard growth, makes everything in this arc make complete sense. The group trusts no one after Terminus betrayed them and everything else they've been through. Seeing our group go to their very lowest moment in scenes like the dog scene, the church scene, and other stuff like that really lets us know who our characters are. And by the time they get to Alexandria, they have seen the world more than these people, and they're trying to make them ready for it. So as much as they hated our group when they got to Alexandria, they were right since the beginning, and so was Shane. In conclusion, I just wanted to saying that this was the show at its peak. I thought that everything that they went through in this time was just perfectly orchestrated and perfectly captured through each of their missteps and situations. More notably, Carol's scene with Lizzie and Mika, look at the flowers. An action that Carol was forced to have to deal with after she saw how the world had corrupted a little girl's mind, her little sister, assuming that she would come back as a walker and she would be just as fine as normal. So yeah, I mean, that's really all I wanted to say about that. I think that this show, this part of the show in particular, is just such a good precedent of what the show should have been, I believe, the whole time. I feel like if they were split off for the remainder of the show and it had been like a Game of Thrones situation where they all had their own arcs and they all split up after the prison and then found each other in the final season of the show, I think that would have been perfect. It would have been a better indicator of the time that's passed apart from each other. But yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this dive into this era of The Walking Dead, and I hope to see you guys in a new video. Thank you.